Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
So now I would like to introduce our next amazing speaker. Our speaker next is Dr. Denise Rodrigues. She's a dedicated homeopath and just a moment, can you see me? Yeah, she's a dedicated homeopath, pediatric nutritionist, and a guidance counselor. She's a gold medalist from the Goa University. She began her own setup. It's called Evolve Homeopathic Clinic in South Goa in the year 2015 after intensive training from a well known homeopath in Mumbai. Dr. Denise worked with clients in integrated faith filled holistic healing, which focuses on the unique nature of the individual, prescribing tailor made diet plans, basically whole plant based food, and also creating a lot of awareness to the client, which helps in the healing process. She believed that a peaceful heart leads to a healthy body, and an illness can be overcome only if we journey with it like a friend. Such a lovely message. Now, I'd request Dr. Denzi to speak, and your topic is faith filled journey to holistic wellness. Such a wonderful topic. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Samyukta ji, for that really lovely introduction. Yes, this topic of faithful journey to holistic wellness is something really, really close to my heart. So yes, a peaceful heart leads to a healthy body. I'm going to say that again. A peaceful heart leads to a healthy body. This is one of my favorite verses from the book of Proverbs in the Bible, Proverbs 14:30. And I believe that to attain holistic health, that is the balance of mind, body, and spirit, one must definitely have that peaceful heart. That peaceful heart, like Dr. Dr. Prasad Bhonsle sir said, will take us to that feeling of being totally in tune with what the divine created us to be, and that is what I am going to speak about. I sure am glad to be a part of this forum, and I give my grateful thanks to Dr. Yugandhar for the same. Before we go ahead with this session, I invite all of you here to close your eyes and for a few moments, totally be in the moment and imagine the divine. Imagine God holding you in a warm embrace, an embrace that fills us with love, with healing, with restoration. I'm going to say that again. Imagine that you are embraced by God, by divine, an embrace filled with love, healing, and restoration. As you are filled with this healing hug, you are now sent forth to be that light that you are created to be. You can now open your eyes, imagining yourself to be that light, that change maker, what the divine created you to be. As a homeopath and a holistic health practitioner dealing with nutrition and counseling as well, I encounter many patients, many clients in need of deeper healing. You know, as we journey with them to understand the expression of their energy at the deepest level, they bear their souls to us, they bear their life to us. And that is the first step towards healing, vulnerability and surrender. When they are there at that moment, as you witness them speaking to you, their hearts open, you know how vulnerable they are with you, totally surrendering to the Almighty, knowing that you as a catalyst can help them attain good health. A lot of my clients have a lot of deep-rooted wounds, traumas. And it's all about taking them on that journey to know them better, to understand that unique expression and energy pattern which resonates with an energy in the universe, be it a plant source, a mineral source, or an animal source, like what we just heard in our previous session. Now, as people inch closer to understanding about themselves, closer to bearing their souls, understanding the meaning in their lives, the common question they ask me is that, why doctor? Why me? Why have I to go through this? Why do I have to bear the brunt of having a diagnosis as cancer or a fibroid? Why do I have to have painful periods? You know, these why questions never seem to end. And then they go on the journey of questioning themselves. You know, am I not a good person? Don't I deserve to be healed? Is what they say. And my heart goes out to them, because that's when I start taking them on that journey of total surrender. You see, faith, faith in God, faith in divine, helps us get through challenges. Yes, but when extended trials press on us, we can falter and lose heart. Imagine a person going through painful chemotherapy cycles. How mind-boggling it may be, how dampening it may be to who they really are. They may be the most wonderful persons, which is why they question, why me? Am I not good? And if we can't hear at this point of time God speak or feel his comfort, it can leave us questioning, why has God abandoned me? Where was he when I needed him? Does God really love me for allowing me to go through this? My dear viewers, my dear panelists, be it any illness or deep healing work or moments of trials, does God allow us to go through all of it alone? I want you to ponder on this. We are never, never, ever given more than we can handle. Even in little moments of faith, they say faith as small or as tiny as a mustard seed. Even in little moments of faith, God does not hesitate to extend his hand to help us and pick us up. Now, he wants to extend his hand to you. God wants to make you well. That's what this faithful journey to holistic wellness is all about. He wants you to have a balance between the mind, body, and soul that he's gifted you with. But are you ready to receive that healing? Are you able to be so vulnerable to ask God to allow his healing hand to work in you? My dear friends, God desires to hear your voice because there is power in the weakest of pleas. You know, we are given just about enough for the day to get by. Yes, there are mighty blessings in stores. We may want to amass a lot because self actualization is a process that we never really reach up there. We may try with all the energy resources that we have, but until and unless we acknowledge that it is the divine who has blessed us with it, that it is God who has blessed us with it, then only we will able to transcend to greater heights. There is a story in the Old Testament in the Bible where the Israelites collect manna, the dew that turns into bread in the morning in the desert to eat when they had no food. And every morning there would be enough just for each person, not more, not less. Remember this, not more, not less, just enough for each person. If they stored up more than required, it would get spoiled. That is how much we are already blessed with all that we deserve. We only need the grace to tap into it. We only need that humility to acknowledge God's presence in our life. Why does God lead us through periods of illnesses? Why does God lead us through this desert phase in our life, these desert phases in our life where we feel He's not really present with us? Why do we fall sick, or why do we not have the best of health at all particular periods of time? It is because in this desert phase, God wants us to rely on Him for our healing after we have done the work. You are blessed with the ability to do the work yourself. But after we have done the work, the best we can do, we are also called to be mindful because it is our Creator that made us, right? We are called to be mindful, to surrender, to humbly surrender to God to do the rest. When we struggle to make a breakthrough with our illnesses, God desires our total surrender. Trials encourage us to acknowledge that there is a power above us who is taking care of it all. We don't have to figure it all out ourselves. Rather, humble ourselves to be blessed with the grace to be guided in the right manner. whatever areas we struggle with, be it financial issue which is not allowing us to access good resources when it comes to healing, whether we are struggling with a long drawn terminal illness, we need to surrender, because healing is a gift from God, and you don't have to run after gifts. You don't have to have it all figured out, because this gift is a blessing that is meant to be yours. Yes, we have been given the stewardship of taking care of our own bodies. We have been given the stewardship of our body, and we have to do the very best to take care of it. At the same time, being mindful that we will be blessed abundantly by the Creator, because He has made us in His image and likeness. Let us not forget that. The Creator has made us in His image and likeness. Healing is an invitation to be vulnerable, and I strongly stand by this. I always tell my patients, if you are not going to be able to speak to me, if you're not going to be able to discuss with me your stress or what really bothers you, or your childhood or your dream or your fears, then I won't be able to give you the best remedy that is suited. So I need you to be as vulnerable and open to me, because we are called to open our wounds to the Creator through a channel that is us, who are healers, surrendering at the same time our wounds to the mighty healer, and truly work with His grace and light to attain complete cure and health. And what is that attaining complete cure and health? That is the balance in the mind, body, and spirit, called holistic health. I would like to quote once again what St. Paul said in Romans, in the Bible, in Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that God causes all things to work together for good for those who love Him, to those who are called according to His purpose. You see, the more we surrender, the more vulnerable we are, the more we acknowledge that, yes, we are here on this forum, the World United for Global Peace. We are here to make this world a better place, because we are catalysts in bringing about the change. That's because we are able to trust the bounty blessings, the abundant blessings, what He has in store for us. Faith and trusting in God's providence must always fill our hearts in front of every challenge, even when there is an obstacle to your healing. I would like to end this session with an excerpt from the book Breathing Underwater Spiritually and the 12 Steps by Richard Rohr. To finally surrender ourselves to healing, we must have 3 spaces opened within us, and all at the same time: our opinionated head, a closed down heart, and a defensive and defended body. That is the work of spirituality. And it is work. Yes, it is finally the work of a power greater than ourselves. And it will lead to great luminosity and the depth of seeing. That is why true faith is one of the most holistic and free actions a human can perform. It leads to such broad and deep perception that most traditions would call it light. Remember, we are the light of the world, which is what is said in the Bible, I know, and it's also in all the other religions. It is all what we are called to be, the light of the world. I would like to close this by asking you, each and you, all of you viewers, all of you panelists, how vulnerable are you to open your heart to the good Lord who wants to heal in His hand? Thank you.
Thank you so much for bringing out this entire feeling of surrender such wonderfully. I mean, without surrender, what do we get anyway? So, thank you for throwing light on it and making it so simple. Just surrender and the communion with God, and you see miracles happening. Lovely message. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Here's a small token of our appreciation for the insight that you've given us. World United proudly presents Denise Rodrigues for being an esteemed speaker in Global Transformation Festival 2021. Thank you so much for being a part of our team. Thank you for spreading the message.
Once again.
And thanks for your time.